Hello traders, my name is Tomasz Wiśniewski, I'm a Chief Analyst in All-Party Research and Analysis, and this is Daily Analytical Report. So, let's get this started and let's look for decent trading occasions. But first we need to check the calendar. As always, you never start trading without checking macro calendar. Because even if you're a technical trader like myself, I need to check the calendar because I need to know if there will be a data that it's relevant for my position. So for example, you are having the greatest technical setup in the world, it looks promising, it looks awesome, but and then you trade it, but then there is a fundamental data like about interest rate, for example, and the technical setup is gone and you end up with a loss. And if you would check the calendar, you would know that you shouldn't trade at that time because there is an important decision. So even if you're a technical trader, it is wise to check the macro calendar first and look for important numbers, events. This week, calendar this week is empty. It's empty, we don't have anything interesting, just few single numbers, but overly we don't have anything super important. So on Wednesday, well, yesterday speech from Mark Carney, not very influential. Today, meeting minutes from Reserve Bank of Australia. It wasn't a game changer. Non-monetary policy ECB meeting tomorrow. Well, we don't expect any fireworks. Pack of data from UK. Well, fair enough. Maybe it will change something. But if the data from UK is one of the most important during the week, it means that it's not very busy. And FOMC minutes, but that will be just, well, it won't be definitely so important as in the previous days and years, let's say. Thursday, meeting minutes, meeting accounts, GDP from UK. And retail sales from Canada, also important, but again for Canadian dollar. CPI from Eurozone on Friday and CPI from Canada on Friday. So nothing major for American dollar. Other currencies like Canadian dollar or British pound will have some data being published, but again it is not, well, some of them are important, but this week is pretty quiet anyway. So usually when the calendar is empty or looks like that, like this week, our attention shifts towards the technical analysis, which is good for us because we like technical analysis. We trade using technical analysis or technical analysis, or attention shifts towards the geopolitics. So it would be nice if we would follow technical analysis, not politics, because it's never good when politicians influence the markets too much. That being said, let me show you the charts if we do have any interesting setups on the market. First we'll start with American dollar to Japanese yen. That's very interesting because, as you can see, we draw this black line on Friday. we said that there is a potential for a reversal here. That is actually what happened. After the webinar on Friday, the price went higher. On Monday, this movement was continuing. The price was making higher highs and higher lows. And today, the same thing is happening. So the price is making higher highs and higher lows. Right, so that is a legitimate upswing that we were expecting on Friday, and it happened. So let's check the big picture here. Where is the potential aim for this? First one is on the downtrend line here. The second one is on a horizontal resistance. So I guess that with this kind of momentum that we are having here, we can go there a bit earlier, and we can test both resistance at one time. Because here, if the price would go like that, we would be like, or this or this. But if the price would go higher with a bigger momentum, I think we can have a test of those two resistances at one time. But we will see. Anyway, as long as we stay below the green area and the blue downtrend line, the sentiment is negative. The sentiment is negative, and every bearish price action, so the price creating a shooting star here or something, every bearish price action here will be a sign for a reversal, will be a very strong sell signal. Next one, gold. Gold was doing great. We almost made new yearly highs, but then the correction on American dollar came. When the dollar is stronger, gold is going down, and we are seeing a result of that. Let me draw a trend line, because maybe trend line will be the next target from this movement, for this movement. So we are having something like that. Combination of 23.6 and uptrend line can be a good support, or a combination of support on $1,324 per ounce, $24 per ounce can be a good support. So here or here. Situation, well, it's kind of the same. So short term positive for dollar, so a continuation of the correction here, and long term positive for gold, so negative for dollar. It's the same as on American dollar to Japanese yen. So from those two instruments, you already see that this situation on the American dollar is for now just a correction. S&P 500. S&P 500 continues the upswing. We do have a small correction here, but that's actually nothing. Situation here stays as we mentioned on whole last week, as we're telling you in the last week. So as long as we stay above 38.2 Fibonacci level, the sentiment is still positive, and those supports on indices like 2,545 here, or 11,900 on DAX, or 7,100 on FTSE, those are ultimate supports, and once those supports will be broken, we will have a major reversal. But as for now, it's still under control. Everything is under control, and we are saying that for a long time, that nothing really changed. That was just a panic reaction, which is a kind of a typical for a bubble, but fundamentals did not change. Well, if it is a burst of a bubble, we should see a further drop, but maybe it's not a burst, but definitely it's a bubble. So that's the situation, that's the typical situation for the bubble, that we have such a strong movements. But fundamentals did not change much. Everything is the same. FTSE also bounced from the horizontal support on $7,100 points, I'm sorry, and then they stopped on a first local resistance on 7,300 points. Situation on European indexes is a bit worse than on American, but that's nothing new. I think we should get used to that. So here, well, we wrote an analysis today about FTSE. I think it was for FX Street, and we wrote about we said that for now there's a sideways trend, so we are below the horizontal resistance on 7,300, so there is no buy signal, but we are above 7,100, so there's no sell signal. So how to trade it? Well, a breakout of the upper line here triggers us a buy signal. A breakout of the horizontal support here triggers us a sell signal. So price closing a day above orange area, buy signal. Price closing a day below below blue area, sell signal. Simple as that. Dollar index. Dollar index is having a correction, as you can see. We are about to close above first, maybe not the super important, but quite important horizontal resistance. Dollar index closing above the first green area will be an invitation for the price to close above the highs from the 9th of February. So we will be able to talk about the positive sentiment towards dollar in the longer term. The real target for this is around here. So long-term downtrend line and long-term horizontal resistance around 91.6. That would be a nice place for a top and a continuation of a bearish trend on the American dollar. Australian dollar to Canadian dollar. Here we're having quite enjoyable situation for the technical traders because the price is aiming parity, driven by the inverse head and shoulder formation. So we have a left shoulder, head and right shoulder, breakout of the neckline, and the price aims higher. The potential target for this is a parity, right? So here, that is not a surprise and coincidence that the price bounced from those levels at the end of January, here and here. Positive sentiment stays here as long as we are above the green area. And green area in this case is a neckline. of this inverse head and shoulder formation. Euro dollar. Euro dollar, we wrote an analysis about euro dollar on Monday about this false breakout. So the gray area there, that's a false breakout of the horizontal resistance. Horizontal resistance on 1.2520. Inability of the price to close above this horizontal resistance is a negative sign and opens us a way to the further drop. First potential target for this drop is the long-term uptrend line here. So for this place we do have 36, let's say 40 pips. Chances that we will get there are relatively high. To be honest with you, I don't see the price bouncing now. I think that's a very good trade. Well, trade, it's awful because we don't have a good risk to reward ratio here, because you need to think where should be a stop loss. If your stop loss is too far away, that's not the best situation that you can have, right? And here potential stop loss is quite far because it's somewhere here, so that makes it like 1-to-1 risk to reward ratio, which in my system, for example, disqualifies this trade, so I wouldn't open this trade if I would be following. Well, I'm doing that exactly. I'm not opening this trade in my trading account. But overall sentiment tells us that we should get there relatively soon. But there's a different situation on euro to New Zealand dollar, because here there is a long-term uptrend, and yesterday the price tested the uptrend line. As long as we are above the uptrend line, there is a buy signal still, and actually the bounce from the uptrend line is a great occasion to buy. But why we are not convinced about that, and why am I leaning towards the sell signal here? Well, the thing is that you can see this in the short term, that bounce from the uptrend line and a horizontal support created only a movement towards 168.50. First horizontal resistance, which was with us since the 7th of February. And that's a legitimate resistance, especially that it worked. So we managed to stop and bounce from the long-term uptrend line. For the strong reversals, that shouldn't happen. So if that would be a strong reversal, we should crush this resistance, which opens us a way for another test of this horizontal support. And the thing is that once this horizontal support will be broken, that opens us a way towards new downtrend line, towards the major sell signal. This we are talking about 560 pips here, or at least 200 pips. Is it good? Well, let's check here. 200 pips, 500 from here to here, 230. What's the stop loss? 120. So that is a good risk to reward ratio. That is a risk worth taking. But again, only once the price will break this horizontal support. Entering now is a bit too risky. Bitcoin. Oh, I am so not surprised that we went back below $11,000. Why? Because we just met ultra important horizontal resistance, which is created by the price movement, previous price movements, December, January, but also correction equality pattern. So that correction here is the same as this one, and we exactly precisely made the same correction, and now we are making small reversal. Obviously this reversal does not mean that we will have a major downtrend now, but at least we can see a reaction here. We can see the price respecting this area as a resistance. So that is a, let's say, it's a huge win for the technical analysis on cryptos, because we all know that the technical analysis works, but for the crypto market it's a new situation. Well, I'm following technical analysis for a long time on cryptos and it works, but what I mean is that we are getting more and more signals every time that it works, and it's a reliable source of trading signals, and we are getting confirmations, many confirmations almost every day. So what's the scenario now? Scenario now is this, that there's still no buy signal here yet, and that the buy signal on Bitcoin will be created once the price will close the day above 12,000. Why will have a buy signal there? Well, because all the bullish factors will be denied, and we will be above major resistances. About the bearish factors, this wedge will be denied, this and all the resistances will be broken. 8.7, 10, 11. Positive factors will be breakout from the channel up formation, channel down formation. Yes. So denial of the wedge, breakout of the resistances, breakout of the upper line of the channel down formation. That is enough. That is a lot of bullish factors at one time. So once it will happen, I generally, I don't actually care if the Bitcoin will go up or down. I just care about the technical analysis and about the trading signals. And in this case, I would be very happy if the price broke the resistance here and make new highs, because that would be the signal from the technical analysis. I would love to see that. Cable, well, we are suffering a correction, but we are still in a positive territory. As you can see, we are far away from the uptrend line. We are above a horizontal support here, so everything looks good. Sentiment is good. Situation on cable is positive. Breakout of the uptrend line here and breakout of the horizontal support here, that will mean troubles. But we are far from this for now. We are still far from this, so there is still a buy signal on cable. New Zealand dollar to American dollar with a huge accuracy. We touched the resistance from September 2017, from January 2018. That accuracy is remarkable. So as long as we stay below this level, there is a sell signal on Kiwi. They try to break the resistance 3 times. they didn't manage. So maybe it's time to test, to try something else, to try other direction, and in this case that would be a downswing. Euro to British pound. That's a game from the support to the resistance. Many traders love that. I don't like this. I'm a trend follower. I like to follow trends. Here trends are not followed. Well, yeah, sideways trend is followed, but up or down trends, no. I don't trade in sideways trends, but I know that traders do, so that's why I'm having this instrument for you. And I mentioned that many times, that bounce from here, that's a buy signal, bounce from here, that's a sell signal, and that's what's happened 14th of February on Valentine's Day. And we warned about this possibility of a bounce much earlier. WTI. I don't think that this resistance is relevant. I think that we will have to wait for the test of 62.9. Once 62.9 will be broken, we'll have another buy signal on WTI oil. As for now, still we have a chance for a breakout here. And DAX. I told you about this horizontal support in S&P 500, horizontal support on FTSE on 7,100, and here is the example on DAX where we bounce from 11,900, and we are having an upswing. On DAX, traders are also struggling to climb any higher. Maybe the situation on DAX is not so clear as on FTSE, because on FTSE we do have this horizontal resistance on 7,300. But well, here there is more of a buy signal than sell signal, like on FTSE. That's because of the fact that we don't have this resistance. So if I had to buy or FTSE or DAX, I would sell FTSE and buy DAX if I had to make this trade. But luckily, being a trader means that you can trade whatever you want, and if you don't want to trade something, you don't have to. Like, that's the problem. Like somebody asks you, what will be the euro in next month, and you tell them, well, I don't know, and they ask you, how do you don't know? You're a trader, you're supposed to know. And I say, yeah, I'm a trader, so I trade only on the instruments where I have clear setups. If I don't have a clear setup on one instrument, I can't be bothered about analyzing it, because the signals are equal, 50-50. There's a high chance of a reversal, there's a high chance of a trend continuation. So it's very hard to tell if the price will go up or down. That's the difference between traders and analysts. So thanks guys for watching daily analytical report. Hope you got some good setups for today. I think definitely tomorrow it should be we should have more of them. Thanks very much for watching. In the meantime, visit our Twitter account and our website, altparty.news.